Could I just have you please say and spell your first and last name?
First name, Michael, Michael. Last name is Williams, Williams.
And what year did you go to the Marine Corps, Master Gunnery Sgt?
I retired from the Marine Corps January 31st, 2004.
Okay. And how many years did you spend in the Corps?
I did 28 years, 6 months, and 3 days.
And what was your billet during OIF?
During OIF, I was a regiment operations chief for 11 Marines Regiment.
Okay. And just for marketing purposes, can I just get a hometown?
Hometown is Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay. I can tell from the accent.
That's a fact.
Okay. Can you just tell me, what are some of the thoughts going through your head that OIF was just 10 years ago already?
You know, it's amazing how fast time flies. You know, for us and those like me, it seems almost as if it was yesterday. There's a lot of lessons learned. There are a lot of things that we have reflected upon over the years that we continue to carry with us today. There are things that we have sit back and gave a lot of thought to and reflected upon and said, you know, if I had the opportunity to go back and redo some of those things, now I have a much more clear vision. I think I have a much better plan that I would implement in order for us to accomplish some of the objectives that we set out back in 2003.
And, can you just tell me some of the responsibilities that you had during OIF?
Well, during OIF as a regimental op chief, my primary job was to assist the regimental operations officer and also serve as the technical fire execution guy for the 11 Marines Regiment.
Okay. And can you just give me like a brief description of like what that consisted of being that?
What that consisted of is basically taking the fire support asset that we had organic to the regiment and taking a given target type that we was going to engage and basically matching the right ammunition, the right number twos of howitzers, artillery that will achieve the desired effects against that given target type.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. And what are some of the hardships that you had to go through during your time spent in Iraq?
Well, the biggest hardship is always the unknown. It's always the unknown, and there's always, because there's an unknown factor that you try to control and mitigate as much as you can, it's also always in the back of your mind, how well are we performing? Are we achieving our objectives? Are we really achieving the desired results that we should be achieving against a given target type? And how well are the Marines out there on the front lines at the point end of that spear that we're providing support for, how well are they performing? And those are the things that, you know, at the time are going through your mind. And of course, you want to ensure that you're taking care of your Marines as you go along and accomplish that mission, as you accomplish your mission and achieve the objectives that have been assigned to your unit.
And how stressful was it being deployed away from home in a war zone, being into that stressful billet with so many Marines on your neck?
Well, it's always going to be stressful, and you know, and deployment's not a good thing. But as a master gunner, at that stage of the game, you're kind of like, okay, I'm old hat at this. You know, the deployment is not the issue. What is the main issue that you focus on is those young Marines, and you want to ensure that you're there not only to provide guidance to those Marines, train those Marines, but you also have an inherent responsibility to the parents of those Marines to look out for their welfare, to ensure that they're taken care of, and most important, you want to take that precious asset, that individual United States Marine, and ensure you bring him back home to his parents who have entrusted him into your care. Okay?
And what are some of the hardships that you had to go through with that not everybody knows about?
One of the biggest hardships I had to go through was dealing with those young Marines. Those individuals that are entrusted to me that I had to take care of and ensuring they're doing the right thing, but at the same time, you know, getting a hold of them, keeping them corralled, keeping them focused, and not let them sit back with dead time, idle time on their hands. Other than that, it was basically always, when are we going to go? It's the wait. When are we going to go? We're trained up to standards, we're ready, we're primed. When are we going? Because every Marine will tell you out there that as soon as we cross the line of departure, then that's when we start our way back home. Okay?
And how does it feel to be in Iraq campaign?
I think it's outstanding. And I'll tell you, one of the things that make me proud each and every day is that I walk around and I look at these young Marines, and this is amazing that you have young Marines that have been there, done that, been in Iraq, have fired in combat, have participated in operations, and they're simply 3-4 years into their careers in the Marine Corps. That's a tremendous asset. There's tremendous experience to have, and for someone like myself, it took well over 10 years before I got into my first engagement. So I think we have a better trained Marine Corps. We definitely have a better equipped Marine Corps, and that is all a result of the last 10 years.
Excellent. And why is it important for the Marines, you know, a lot of the Marines in OIF are out now, and why is it important for like the new Marines, the junior Marines, to know about Operation Iraqi Freedom or Iraqi Freedom?
It's important to know because you have to understand, you know, where you've been. You have to understand where you've been. You have to also embrace those lessons learned from those conflicts. You have to embrace basically the weapon systems. You have to embrace the techniques, the tactics, the procedures that have all been developed. And you have to understand that these Marines have paid for that terrain in blood. They have gained that experience through bloodshed, through being there. And today's Marine have better equipment. They have better weapons. They have better command and control systems that they have an inherent responsibility to embrace and exploit their capabilities. And not to mention the quality of life. Look around you at these brand new barracks. Damn, I don't see an open squad base, okay? So it's important to understand that you have guys like me that cut our teeth in an open squad bay. And you look around these beautiful rooms, what can I say? It makes a difference.
Yes, it does. What are the Marines going to get out of this PME on Friday?
You know, I don't think it's as much what the Marines will get out of the PME on Friday, as much as guys like myself who were here once upon a time and who was here at 2003, who went to Baghdad and look at the equipment and where we were in, and look at the technology advances that have been done over the last 10 years, and look and see where the Marines are today, and have the opportunity over the next few days to interact with those Marines and share some stories, share some experiences. And you know, and that's what the Marine Corps is all about. That's the way it's been done since 1775, and that's the way it's done today. You take the old guard and you sit down with the new guard, and you ensure that lessons learned, experiences that have been earned are passed on. And at the same time, you embrace the new technology. You embrace the way things are done today. That's what's important about this. And that's the takeaway that I'm gonna have, and I hope the young Marines here also take that away.
Excellent. That's all the questions I have, unless there's anything else that you want to add about your time in the Marine Corps or just being in Iraq in general.
The only thing I would add, and I'm a firm believer in this, is that I enjoyed the Marine Corps. I took advantage of every day that I was a United States Marine. I enjoyed it, I had fun, I trained, I learned, and I ensured that I stayed proficient. I ensured that I kept my mind right, and I took full advantage of everything the Marine Corps has to offer. And I would tell these young Marines in the Marine today, have fun, enjoy it. You can be hard, you can be focused, but at the same time, it's an experience that will be with you for the rest of your life. Take full advantage of it, because I would hate for you 20 years down the road to sit back and say, I have a regret that I didn't do this. Well, you know what? Get it done, okay? So that's all I have.